men and women are affected equally. Fortunately, colon cancer can be prevented by scheduling routine visits with your doctor, by being aware of the symptoms, and by having some form of colon cancer screening when appropriate. If you're over the age of 45, talk to your doctor about having a colonoscopy today so that you can avoid a conversation about colon cancer tomorrow.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us this week. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Ahead this 11 o'clock. Gridlock on PI. A multi-vehicle collision on the Sydney-Boyd-Air Bridge brings morning traffic to a standstill. The spectacular images ahead. The Attorney General tonight is weighing in on the Witness Protection Program. This after key witnesses' killing lunges the issue back to the forefront. And flood relief for Pinewood. The community's long suffering could be coming to an end. Those stories and more this late night, ICE 2026.
The Bahamas Tonight at 11. The final word starts now.
And it is once again good to have you joining us. I'm Corbell Pye. From this late night, the killing of a key witness is sparking fresh questions about witness safety and the protection available to those involved in criminal cases. Our Leah Cooper tells us tonight more on this story.
Attorney General Wayne Munro is urging anyone who feels threatened because they are a witness in a criminal case to contact police and seek protection through the Witness Protection Program. His comments follow the death of businessman James McPhee, who relatives believe was killed by the same man he was expected to testify against in connection with an Independence Day hit-and-run case.
Let's assume, for instance, that you have 400 outstanding cases in which each one has a witness. You're really not suggesting that you have witness protection for 400 people. So the distinction is, if you feel threatened, you report it to the police. Sometimes it will lead to a revocation of bail, depending on why you feel threatened.
McPhee was found with severe lacerations and other upper body injuries early Sunday morning. Police believe he was intentionally struck by a vehicle. Investigators say 2 off-duty police officers traveling east in a private vehicle near Spikenard and Carmichael Roads reportedly saw a silver Suzuki hit McPhee as he laid in the road. Police pursued the vehicle in a high-speed chase during which gunfire was exchanged. One suspect was shot and taken into custody while the remaining occupants escaped. McPhee's family told a local newspaper they believe his death is connected to an upcoming trial. They claim the man arrested is the same suspect accused of robbing McPhee last year, who had been released on bail pending trial. Asked whether the case raises concerns about the effectiveness of the Witness Protection Program, Munro said protection is available to those who request it.
As far as I'm aware, there have been a number of cases where people have asked for it, and witness protection has ranged from just providing additional patrols to taking people from where they live and housing them separately. There was one occasion where somebody was in witness protection and decided he didn't want to be in witness protection anymore. Witness protection is something asked for by the individual themselves.
Meantime, police continue their investigation into McPhee's death and are searching for the remaining suspects involved with the incident. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Leo, we are also learning that a veteran Defense Force officer charged with assaulting a group of female Marine trainees while drunk and on duty at the HMBS Coral Harbor base back in April has pleaded guilty to those charges before the summary court, according to RBDF Commodore Floyd Moxey.
He was demoted. In military time, we said that he was bussed down to a petty officer, and he was transferred out of the organization for a period of time.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force welcomes 104 new recruits to its complement of officers, pushing the force's number to 2,005 officers and Marines, the largest in its history, according to RBDF Commodore Floyd Moxey, on the sidelines of the passing out ceremony today.
What is also significant about this entry is that for the first time in the history of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, 40% of this entry are female. And this is in keeping with our gender optimization policy, which we try to align with best practice and our international military protocol. So this is a proud day for us, and the role of the Defense Force has expanded since the enactment of the Defense Act. And these are the persons today who we expect and who will assist us in accomplishing the mandate of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Given that expanded mandate, the Commodore adds that the goal over the next 4 to 5 years is 4,000 Marines and officers. While delivering his keynote address, Acting Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper added that these recruits join at an important point in the nation's development.
The Bahamas is an archipelago with a vast maritime domain. Our waters are central to our economy, our security, and our way of life. Protecting them requires disciplined and highly trained personnel. The threats facing our country continue to evolve. The Defense Force must remain ready and resolute to combat illegal fishing, drug and weapons trafficking, human smuggling, and other forms of transnational crime. It must also conduct search and rescue operations, assist during hurricanes and other disasters, support law enforcement agencies, and respond wherever the nation calls. And this is why the government's commitment to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force remains firm. We are supporting and will continue to support the modernization because the challenges of today cannot be met with yesterday's tools.
And what might easily be considered our video of the day, or videos of the day, traffic brought to a screeching halt on the Sydney-Point Air Bridge this morning following a multi-car collision. As shown on your screen, a garbage truck and a Mitsubishi came too close for comfort at a toll pool. Investigating officers were called to the scene, and up to airtime, there was no indication that anyone had been injured. There is much more news to get to this late night. We hope you'll stick with us. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight at 11.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Big sandwich. I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's pepper jack cheese. I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Want to get you caught up now on some of the day's other news this late night. Rotarians are getting a closer look at what economic growth is projected and how Bahamians with businesses or even just a business idea can position themselves for the opportunities ahead. Here's Lloyd Allen.
The local economy continues to show signs of strength, with a surplus projected for the 2026 fiscal year. Financial Secretary Simon Wilson points to the potential in the #1 industry. Regarding the Nassau Cruise Port, Wilson says while there are existing opportunities to engage in business development, Bahamians need to explore new opportunities.
They look at the tourism sector as a low margin, too much work sector. Now, the cruise industry has shown us that, hey, that's different. That you can make real money in the sector. But traditionally, a Bahamian business person would say, I prefer to go to Florida, buy a T-shirt, mark it up 40%, sell it, make my money. But in terms of working as a service business, there's been very little investment there.
The launch of the new liquefied natural gas plant at Clifton offers new potential in the market. And according to Wilson, it represents more than just a cheaper fuel option, as the project is expected to provide residual economic benefits through additional investment and commercial activity.
The cruise industry will have obvious spin-offs. Refueling the fuel of cruise ships. The Bahamas is well placed for that because cruise ships come here a lot. They traverse these waters a lot. And the international rules are such as very favorable to refuel in the Bahamas as opposed to refuel elsewhere.
Micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises remain a critical part of the Bahamian economy. They account for roughly 98% of the country's active business and provide employment for almost half of the workforce. The growth of this market will be key to expanding economic opportunities, creating jobs, and strengthening the country's private sector. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Tonight, the Ministry of Health and Wellness says its tuberculosis investigation in Eleuthera is continuing following the identification of suspected cases last week. Multidisciplinary teams recently completed a targeted screening exercise on that island where they identified close contacts, conducted community-based contact tracing, and provided specialist clinical assessments for those involved. Health officials say the vast majority of individuals screened required no further medical evaluation or treatment. However, after specialist reviews, 3 individuals were identified as needing additional evaluation. Further investigations are now underway and treatment will be provided where clinically necessary. The ministry is also assuring the public that people who have not been identified as close contacts do not need to undergo additional TB screening at this time. Officials say monitoring efforts will continue in line with national and international public health guidelines, with further updates to be provided as needed. The ministry reminds the public that tuberculosis is both preventable and treatable and says early identification, evaluation, and appropriate management are key to protecting individuals and the wider community. The ministry also thanked Eleuthera residents for their cooperation during the screening exercise, saying their participation has been invaluable in supporting a timely and comprehensive public health response. Other news here this late night, the Unregulated Communities Action Task Force is on the island of Andros conducting assessments as efforts continue to rid the country of shanty towns.
Today, the task force is in North Andros, assessing the structures there and providing the shanty town there with notices in regards to their 30 days, which is required by the Building Control Act. It is imperative that the government of the Bahamas deals with shanty towns. They are unsafe, they are unhealthy, and they do not fall in line in what we want the future of the Bahamas to look like. With that being said, the task force did their job, where we provide assistance to Bahamians as well, or we offer, not necessarily everyone accepts, where we offer assistance to Bahamians as well as persons who are permanent residents. If they have permits.
Late night sports this Friday is next. Over to Amajal now with a preview of what's ahead.
Bahamas falling to the USVI in Central basket action. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Marco's Pizza. Marco's Pizza. Some never tasted so good. Marco's Summer Party is bringing the fun. Choose 2 large one-topping pizzas with a 2-liter soda for just $34.95. Or grab a big square deal, 1 medium, 1-topping pizzas with boneless wings for just $39.95. Enter to win weekly Baja Bay water passes and your very own Marco's Summer Party pack all summer long. Marco's Pizza. Summer never tasted so good.
Bahamas. Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists, emergency officials, and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
PREP stands for Prepare, Refocus, Educate, and Produce. When young people come to the program, we make them feel comfortable. We may break out into groups. When Philip asked Nathaniel said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Has anyone said, "Can anything good come out of Canaan Lane? Can anything good come out of Ball's Alley?" There are a lot of young people in Canaan Lane who are excelling in track, who are doing well in school. What I started PREP to help to do, to get people to understand and notice that there are problems and issues that are going on with our young people, that indeed we who can do something should do something. And so PREP is here for them, creating the opportunities, letting them know that there is potential that you have not yet discovered within yourself. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Bahamas senior women's national basketball team could not recover from an early loss of their top scorer, LaShawn Higgs, as they would fall 74-59 last evening to the U.S. Virgin Islands in the Women's AmeriCup Central Basket Qualifiers over in Managua, Nicaragua. Rima Collins would finish with 20 points and 16 rebounds. For the lost team, Bahamas will now compete for 5th through 8th in that bracket. In their final matchup, Team Bahamas will take on Guyana. Highlights from that game in tomorrow's sportscast. The local basketball coach continuing to sharpen the skills of young hoopers here in the country. Tanico Bowles kicking off his 13th annual basketball camp this week over the Kendall G. Lazick Gymnasium. Said Toll Sports team catching up with him on over a decade of impact.
Well, this year has been very, very inspiring. As our 13th year, the instructors, myself, the administrative team, we were very, very excited, to host this camp for a 13th year. The kids are very, very enthused. Parents also were enthused. And so this camp this year has definitely been one of our best ones so far. And so, like I say, thanks be to God for allowing us to be able to do this for such a long time. And so we just want to continue to pour into our young men and our young women through the sport of basketball. Mentally, academically, and just the whole 9 yards to make sure that not only these kids are able to excel on the basketball court, but off the basketball court as well. So our mandate has been key for the past 13 years, and we've been able to do a very good job with that.
And over at the Donald Davis Gymnasium last night, the Nightlife Basketball Tournament kicking off with a number of local hotspots sponsoring several teams with major cash prizes for the winners. Several of our local pros are expected to compete. We caught up with organizer Michael Furley-Bain.
Realistically, men's basketball in the summertime is really it's really slowing down tournament-wise and league-wise. There's not much basketball to play this in the summers. And a lot of our college guys and pro guys come home and, yeah, they work out and they have open runs, but they still want to get that bump and play against officiating and stuff like that to stay sharp for when they go back to school and go back to their leagues.
And track news, Team Bahamas officially returning home after a stellar performance at the NACAC U18 and U23 championships in Apozaco, Mexico. Standout performances across the board, notably Egan Neely, under 18 boys 200 meters, finishing in 2084. Jose Johnson would win gold in the girls 100-meter sprints as well with a time of 11.42 seconds. We caught up with the pair who spoke about their performances.
A really good performance at the NICA Games. It was really a new experience for me. I felt good with what I did there. I did my best, and I came back home with a gold, so I'm overall thankful for the experience I had.
Really good. I was just grateful for being given another opportunity to go out there and perform. Despite the air and the altitude, I was just able to go out there and focus on my race plan and just get done what I was able to do.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Friday. I'm Amajal Knowles. Enjoy your weekend.
What about me? What about you? What? Well, I thirsty too, you know. You want to see all the water out there? Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water? You crazy, eh? I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know. Ain't nobody could drink salt water. Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round, especially on the beach and during the hot summer months.
Summers are very hot here in the Bahamas, so please make sure all pets have ample, cool, fresh water in proper containers and sufficient shelter from the sun, even on the beach. And make sure all dog houses and kennels have proper ventilation. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Sunsea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Coming this fall, Royston Jones and Melina Leonard on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Tune in and get your fill of community news, Family Island news, entertainment, and, well, sometimes slithering animals. That's the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
This Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Get ready for the matchup everyone will be talking about. It's Pastors versus Politicians at the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, live on the ZNS Network. Will the pastors preach teamwork and victory, or will the politicians make a strong campaign for the championship? Expect laughs, surprises, friendly competition, and plenty of basketball action. Don't miss the Pastors versus Politicians at the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic this Sunday at 7:30 7:30 p.m. live on the ZNS Network.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy. And I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in the parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the... Look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, man. I tell you we shouldn't park here. No, get one of these things. My bad big broke, and he got a sticker inside this. This mud, though. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. Let's go, we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't leave it right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
And just like that, the weekend is upon us. Let's look at how our weather's shaping up. For that, we say good evening to Diane Dorsett. Good evening, Diane.
Good evening. Our satellite picture is showing a broad area of high-level clouds streaming from a low to mid-level trough in the eastern Gulf. There is also another broad area of low pressure just southeast of the Cape Verde Islands. Both of these systems have a low chance of development over the next 7 days. Now let's take a quick check on temperatures around the Family Islands. In the northern Bahamas, it's 88 degrees in Grand Bahama, 82 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. In Alistown, Bimini, it's 86 degrees. In Bullocks Harbor, 90 degrees. In Fresh Creek Central Andros, 87, 89 in Camp Space South Andros. It's also 89 degrees in Rock Sound, Eleuthera. But in Arthur's Town, Kid Island, San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown, Exuma, it is 90 degrees. Moving down south in Long Island, Crooked Island, and Ragged Island, 89 degrees. Auckland and Betsy Bay, 90. In Matthew, Toninagua, it's 85. And for the Turks and Caicos Islands, 88 degrees. Tonight, we're expecting a low of 80 degrees, mainly cloudy and very warm. A couple of showers later on this evening. And then tomorrow, a high of 91, considerable cloudiness in the morning. Then we'll get intervals of clouds and sunshine in the afternoon. Now, in your extended forecast, you can expect a mix of sun and clouds with a pop-up shower or two. Temperatures will remain in the low 90s, while heat humidity presses temperatures into the upper 90s. So we've got to remember to stay hydrated, stay in shaded areas whenever possible, and wear your sunscreen this weekend. That's your late night look at weather, and as always, rest easy, stay cozy, and thanks for staying up with us. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, Dan, good advice to take us into the weekend. That is our broadcast here this late night for this Friday for this week. I'm Corvell Pytham for Ammo, Diane, and our entire team. You take care, be well, have a good weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Good night.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
Ooh, I still can't believe 95.6 The Bomb picked the King's Tower for their summer splash.
Now, what exactly is this summer splash?